So do you have a training split currently? Do you do rest days? Or because I've talked to Nikilian and I've also did a video about it because he said to me he trains every day, basically.
I train like this because I like to train every day. I don't like to have rest days. I don't like to have days where I have nothing to do.
When he feels like he needs rest, then of course he rests, but despite that, he doesn't really have rest days.
It's because right now I'm in a position in my life where things are changing so drastically. So if you asked me 2 months ago or 3 months ago, I would say 3 times a week is the best. But now I don't do that anymore. I train almost every day, but for some weeks I only train 3 times a day.
Yeah.
For some weeks it's 5 times a day. Sometimes it's 6 times, rest day, 6 times. I don't really count the days. So the thing that has worked for me, I have a goal this is the thing that is super important with goals, because if you don't have a goal, your body doesn't know. You can basically train every day if you're training everything, legs also. But it depends on your goal. So if my goal is planche, for example, my body knows it's only planche. So now I'm training as hard as I can, and then when I wake up and I can train again, I train again. And I'm not so keen on if I can do the same things. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Because some guys would say I train 3 times a week because I know if I train 2 times in a row, I won't be as strong. But that's normal.
Yeah.
Like, what did you expect? I just train every day. In hindsight, or 5 times a week, and then I'm not necessarily focused on how my training looks. I just show up. I know I want to train planche, so what can I do that's planche related? And when I feel sore, like extremely sore, I'm not training. But usually when I feel that sore, I don't even want to train.
Yeah.
Like the dopamine gets so low. So I kind of do it naturally in a sense. So I'm not calling rest days, I'm just feeling my way through. So it's the other way around. So if you're just calling a rest day, I'm just training next week 3 times a week. How do you know you couldn't train the 4th day? Over a long period of time, your body is going to get used to the opposite way of training. So your body is going to get used to you. You're just pushing as often as you can, and some days you're resting. So because otherwise it gets used to that specific frequency. And I'm a firm believer in frequency is the #1 thing. Yes, frequency is good, but then people ask, but if I'm not as strong as the other day, should I still train? Yes, keep it simple. This is the thing with feeling. If you want to train because you wake up, I trained yesterday, I want to train again. Cool, go train. But don't be narrow-minded. Don't say, I don't want to do this progression. This is the problem with people. So when I train planche, for example, you will never catch me do this. Maybe I'll go into a training session, I'll do 5 seconds of supinated full planche. Next day, I'll maybe try to do it again. But if I can't do it, I'll just do something else planche related. I'm not so locked in my training in that sense. I used to be super locked, and that doesn't work. I used to write things down, how many sets, blah, blah, blah.
Really?
Not in calisthenics, it's not going to work. And the only thing I have in mind is, of course, I know my big goal, which is planche. So I try to do everything planche related. So I don't do handstand push-ups, for example, because that has nothing to do with planche. Now I just practice supinated planche because LEMMiNO was here in Denmark and we trained with him, and he had some really cool insights about supinated stuff like that. And then naturally, oh, that sounds super cool. So now I'm only training supinated planche. This also means that all of my numbers I was used to do has fallen down dramatically because I cannot do the same things in supi as I could in normal P-bars. But I don't think about that. I'm just so focused on supi. And then when I began, I trained it in tuck. Even though I can do full planche in P-bars and other stuff, I wanted to give myself a bit of confidence. I wanted to start off slow and then build the momentum up. I think it's way better to build momentum up than just starting off too high. That's just how I work, at least. So for the first week, I did 4 sessions every single day of tuck training. Then the next week, I just tried, let me do a straddle. Oh, that was super cool. I'll do one again. Straddle. And then I did some bands. And then this week, later that week, on the Friday, I did 5 seconds of full planche, supi planche. Then my training on Sunday, I did tuck again. I'm not so strict in my training. I just know I want to train. I'm super hyped. Okay, then train. And then Monday, when I arrived Monday, I was super fucked. Like, I was so sore and I didn't want to train, so I didn't train.
Yeah,
Training is simple.
Training is simple. You need to keep it simple, right?
And don't be so locked to, oh, I'm used to training full plane, so when I train variation, I will not do a talk. No. Stop that shit. What are you doing? Who cares what you train? It's for your own sake. So just do the things, and if you're open to every single way of training, also bands and stuff like that, your body is going to tell you on the day you go to a training session.
Okay.
Then an idea pops up. Oh, maybe I can try a talk today, or maybe I can try 90-degree holds, just holds. Maybe, oh, this will feel great. I'll do some attempts. I'll just attempt it today. So this is what I mean without being locked, and it all kind of goes together in a big ball. This is why you can't separate frequency and your mindset when you train, because they go hand in hand. If you're too structured with your training that needs justifiable volume to do PRs. If I can do 3 sets of full planes in Subi for 3 seconds, I can do an 8 seconds hold. You can train like that. Nobody says it's wrong, but you're limiting yourself to that kind of training.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who says, bro, I don't understand what you're doing, and I'm just gonna outperform you. And then I'm also the guy that shows up the next day, and you will see me do tuck, and you will glitch. I'm not so. I just want to do if I want to train, and if yeah, I'm not strict.
But
this only works if you have a goal. This only works if you have a goal, because I've also tried from experiences back in the day when I didn't have a goal, when I just flexed on people with 90-degree push-ups. I didn't have a goal of becoming better. Then what was fun did not work. So it's super important to have that big goal in the back of your head, because if you have that, you don't have to do anything else. Just show up, have fun.